hard to do with, oh.
A ver, ¿cómo la llamo? ¿Qué tal hamburguesa gruesa? No manches, tío. Una delicia.
Had my first therapy session. It went well. It felt really wholesome, super empathetic. But before I really talk about that, I want to talk about the psychiatric evaluation that I went through before the therapy session, which is basically where they evaluate you and see where you are mentally. It was pretty much the most extensive questionnaire that you could think of, just about like how you are mentally. It all kind of boiled down, to like just me explaining how I can't feel productive, like I can't be productive, like my concentration just like, I have so many tabs open, like I'm editing a video and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I gotta add a new song. So I go to the internet, like the browser, to download a song for the video project. And then before you know it, I'm watching an interview on this guy that got accused of something. And I'm like, wait, I just watched this guy's interview defending himself for 20 minutes. And I don't even care who he is. I don't even know who he is. I'm not even a fan. Why? I click and I'm like, okay, gotta go back to download that song. So I download the song and then I go back to editing. And then before you know it, I get another distraction. Or somebody sends me a text and they ask me a question. Then I'll start researching their question to help them out. And it's just like so much distractions, you know, so much of that. And other questions were asked like, are you forgetful? And I was like, yeah, I guess I do forget, like my wallet. Like if my mom says, don't forget to bring this if I'm going to her house, like I will forget it, even though she literally says on the phone, don't forget it right before I leave. It's just these little things that I didn't even think have anything to do with ADHD, but that's basically what that was diagnosed, but not formally, because I couldn't really provide any like childhood real examples because I couldn't remember. Because here's the catch: I'm very bad at self-assessment and being on the spot. Like I didn't know what the psych evaluation was gonna be like. You know, I didn't come prepared. Then again, how do you come prepared to that? You know, overall, I'm really bad at self-assessment. So even if I'm feeling really bad mentally and I have to rate myself 1 through 10, I'll probably rate myself like a 5, because I feel like below that is like admitting defeat, and maybe I just don't want to accept that, you know. I feel like there are people worse in the world, and I can never come to terms of how bad I truly am feeling. So when the doctor asked me if I could provide any examples of being distracted in childhood, I'm like, I couldn't give any direct, because I'm like, this is just how I've been all my life. I can't think of any directly. But then I go home and I'm like, oh, I could have said this and I could have said this and that, you know, like it doesn't come to me right away on the spot. So because of that, she couldn't give me the diagnosis or formally, and she couldn't prescribe me anything. So thinking back, it kind of sucks, because since she said you have very strong symptoms of ADHD, but because you haven't said anything about your childhood, I can't formally prescribe it to you or prescribe you anything. And you know, I've never been one to self-diagnose. I've always thought that there was something wrong with me, because a lot of the examples of ADD, it seems like a lot of people go through it, you know, like writing, drawing on the side of your paper when taking notes. I'm sure many people do that, but like to the extent where I'm just zoning out, I'm just literally just thinking of a cartoon while I'm drawing a cartoon, you know, like, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh crap, I'm still in class, you know, like, I don't know, it felt weird to me. I felt like, that's stupid. Why would that make me have ADD? But then I really looked into it ever since she told me that I have strong symptoms of it, and I'm like, there are so many more things, so many more symptoms that besides those like basic ones. And another thing I really want to point out is that I didn't go in there thinking, oh, I have ADD, or I want some drugs. In fact, when she was asking me questions, I didn't know how to answer, because I didn't want to make it seem like I was chasing drugs. I just want to be better, you know. And that's how I felt. So it was a little weird like mind trick where like, it was ironic that I felt like I couldn't be completely honest, because I didn't want her to get the wrong image, but at the same time, you have to be completely honest. Like, what? Something blocked me from saying the right thing, because I didn't want her to get the wrong image of me, but why would she? I don't know, it's so weird. I probably read too much online that people like look for drugs. And I don't. I've never been on meds before, and I don't even have an addictive personality, which is what I told her. I realize now that if I could have something to aid me, just at least when I have like loads of work where I really need to focus, I think that could be a big step forward. And that's just what I'm thinking right now. I just felt a little dumb for not being able to kind of provide everything on the spot, because there's so much more that like I feel is me. But considering that after almost an hour long like test questionnaire that she did on me, she said that I have strong signs of ADHD, and I went home and I looked so much more into it, and I was like, whoa. Okay, you know, it's not like these little things, like yes, everybody gets distracted, but to the extent that it's so chronic and it really messes with my productivity, and it's starting to get to me, like I'm done dealing with this, man. I've reached the tipping point. I'm at the age where like this has been a constant in my life where I can't get work done. I feel like I can't reach my full potential, and it's really affecting me. I've taken notes with additional things that I want to bring up to the psychiatrist, and I want to get to the bottom of it, because maybe I don't have ADHD, but like I said, everything points to yes. And if I don't, then I will make another video saying that, hey, forget everything that I said here. But today's therapy session revolved around just that. Organization tips and skill building for adults with ADHD. That's what me and my therapist went over, and definitely went over some good ones. Creating an ABC to-do list, so based on priority, like what's most important. What do I really have to do today? And what could I probably do but maybe don't have to? And then the C is like, well, I could do like this week or next week. Keep track of time, maybe with like alarms to like just wake up in case I do get distracted and start watching a 20-minute interview about someone that I don't even care for. Working on shorter time intervals, and then reward myself so that way I still find my work more exciting. and some other tips, but overall I felt motivated after that therapy session, so I feel good. I feel like I'm on the right track. I like how the therapist sort of gave me homework, like to work on the skills that I discussed earlier and some other ones, and how she asked me how I'm doing, like how my well-being is at the beginning of the therapy session, so she kind of checks my progression. So I feel like I'm talking to a void right now. I feel like this is like a follow-up therapy session right after one. So I don't know if this is helping anybody, but this is just my experience. Honestly, like the way you guys responded to my last like little journal video was incredible. I felt so like welcomed, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. So yeah, just thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye bye.